Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our first Ninja Skill Booster of 2024. This is our New Year Kickstarter, and very excited to be with you today. Firstly, I want to recognise that I am on Darkinjung land up on the Central Coast, and would like to pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. And from wherever you're coming from today, I hope that you feel as blessed as I do to be living in this wonderful country and experiencing obviously all of the benefits of living in this wonderful land. Wonderful. Thank you, Martin, from Orange or Wiradjuri land. I'm not very good with the pronunciation. I'm sorry. I will get used to those. Thank you so much. And welcome, everyone. The numbers are still increasing very quickly at this point in the session. So I am going to just upload the handout again into the chat box, and I'll do this a couple more times. It's there for you as a handout that you can use after the session. If you do want to keep it on the screen next to you and play along with me, then please feel free. But you don't have to print it out straight away, so don't lose time in the session by going to print out. Okay, let's get into the session. Most of you may know me already, some of you may not. My name is Julie. I work as a ninja here at Think Productive. I'm very, very passionate about what we do here, and like Matt, the two of us would love to keep in touch with you after the session, so please feel free to keep in touch. All of our email addresses, generally julie@thinkproductive.com.au. You'll find Matt, just obviously with Matt at the front. And we're on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. If you do like to keep in touch through the socials, we post some useful tips and tools every couple of days. We don't bombard. We just have a few useful little things that you might want to know about. So please feel free to follow us there if you'd like to, and keep in touch after this session. We'd love to hear from you, see what you thought. As an organisation, and this is really fun, some people don't think this is possible, but our vision is to help everybody love Mondays. And we think that's possible. We absolutely love our Mondays. We love coming into the office, and we love Productivity Ninja. So if you haven't read the book yet, please make sure that you get hold of the book. It is a wonderful read. Kate, yes, the handout is in the chat, but it disappears if you joined before I loaded it. So I'm just going to load it again for all those that have just joined us. So please feel free to grab the handout as we go through, and I'll load it again as we go. All right, let's get into the session, because I do have some activities I want to spend a few minutes with you on today. Today's session is all about setting you up for a great 2024. And I'm going to cover 3 key sections. We're going to talk about harnessing some ninjas. You know, we are passionate about our lovely 9 little ninjas. Awesome, Alexandra read the book again yesterday. Fantastic, wonderful. So you'll be really refreshed on some of these ninjas. I'm going to cover off some elements of 4 different ninjas today. So I'm not covering all 9, but there are 4 elements that you will feel ladder through the exercises that I'm going to give you today. We're going to spend some time doing some preparing and planning for 2024. So even if you've been back in the office for a week or so, this is still going to be valuable just to step back, breathe for a second, and think about, have I got all my ducks in a row for this year? Have I kicked off everything I need to? Have I started well? I'll also focus in on well-being. This is a really important aspect, and especially as we start the new year with aspirations to do all these amazing, cool things, we need to make sure we're constantly taking care of ourselves as we do that. So we'll focus on those 3 things. They'll form sort of 5 key tips that I'm going to take you through with exercises in there. But the 4 ninjas that I will focus in on today, firstly, I'm going to cover off some stealth and camouflage. I'm going to encourage you to go dark, to protect your time and attention, and find some space to do some really good thinking work in order to set yourself up for 2024. And then I'm going to get into some little bit of mindfulness, a little bit of preparedness ninja. This is my favorite ninja. It's like picking a favorite child though, isn't it? This is one that is so powerful to help us really get organized and find that calm. The Zen-like calm ninja comes from some of this work. And we'll also talk about the human, not superhero, and the aspects that are important for us as individuals and as leaders as well, to help even as teammates, to help our other team members feel great. So let's do tip number 1. Stealth and camouflage ninja. This little guy is very cool. It's all about hiding. It's about going dark so that we can protect our attention, our most valuable resource, to help us get great work done. And we're going to leverage our stealth and camouflage ninja today to help us to do some things that maybe we haven't thought of that we should maybe start the new year with. So I just want to give you a few thoughts, and please feel free again, pop in the chat box. You might think of other things that you need to make space for. So I'm going to encourage you to think about planning some time to hide away, to maybe do things like tackle your email backlog. Yeah, we love obviously Inbox to Zero, part of our programs. It really is a powerful way to, again, create some space, allow us to take control of some of those communication channels that really can knock us around a bit. So maybe you need to spend some time tackling that email backlog, getting your emails up to date at the beginning of the year so that it becomes easier for the rest of 2024. I'd also encourage you to think about, can I plan some time for maybe a quick team regroup or connection point? Is that something that we haven't done yet in the new year? Even if it's just a half an hour coffee catch up virtually or in person or hybrid, whatever works for you in your working environment, how can we reconnect as a team? Also encourage you to think about, do I need to spend some time planning, reviewing, and maybe setting up for 2024? Have I done that yet? Did I do it before I took a break, if I took a break? Or do I need to now spend some time just getting a really clear view of where I'm heading in this new year? Also think about, and of course, this is again one of my favorite techniques, the regular weekly review. This is a powerful ninja process that helps us to review the week that's been and set up for the week ahead. This is an absolute key little process that we do every week as ninjas. If you need more info on this one, let me know. There are also previous Ninja Skill Boosters where we've covered the weekly review. You can go back on our YouTube channel and look at the recordings for that. So I just want to give you some time right now. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to go to your diary, block out time for this thinking and planning. Okay, so you don't need to do the work right now, other than think about what other backlog things or the things that I might need to do. Take 2 minutes. I'm going to set a timer. Take 2 minutes to do this planning now. Okay, so just to block out the time in your diary. So I'm going to pause the recording and I'm going to put myself on mute for 2 minutes. I'll set the timer. Which one shall I do first? I'm going to pause the recording first. So yes, 2 minutes, ready, set, go. Just 20 more seconds. It's amazing how much you can do in 2 minutes. Hey, that is the end of our 2 minutes. I hope that you managed to block out some time to give you space for some of these things. And I'm going to give you some extra tips and tools for things you might do in that space as well. Our second ninja tip is really a very key one. And we talk about this a lot. So you may have heard me say this before, but I really want you to think about the time that we need to make space for where we do the right kind of work. And our ninja tip 2 is about thinking. It's really about this deep thinking work that we need. And I want to encourage you, we talk about 2 different styles. So we do the boss thinking, which is the bit I'm going to talk about today. So really getting the planning, the organizing, the prioritization kind of work done, and maybe thinking strategically, thinking about the longer term vision, thinking about the whole of 2024, rather than just what am I doing today? We will focus in there too, but we do need to have this idea of having a boss brain and then having this worker mode thinking. The idea of once I've done my boss thinking and I know what it is I'm going to do for the day, then I get into my worker mode. And that makes the working easy. It makes it easy to achieve the results that we're after. So I want to encourage you to make sure that you spend time doing boss thinking throughout this kind of stealth and camouflage zone, this zone that you've set up in order to do some planning for the year. Now, on your handout, you will see there is a section there for our daily checklist. Again, it's something that we keep coming back to. Doing 5 or 10 minutes of this boss thinking every day is just so powerful. So it's there for you on the handout. I will load the handout again now, just in case we have people that have joined since I last loaded it. It's in the chat box for you, just loading now. Do please spend some time thinking about doing a daily boot up every single day. This is the most powerful thing you can do to supercharge your productivity and your well-being every day. 5 or 10 minutes is all it takes. So make sure that you have a go at the daily boot up. Start it today. It is fabulous. But I want to jump to the top of the handout and focus a little bit more on doing a bit of a wrap up. again, this is almost like the weekly review, but it's for a year. Do a bit of a wrap up and review of 2023. Just from what's in the top of your head right now, you might want to reflect back on your calendar if you have that handy, and you can just dig into it quite quickly. But I'd love you to just spend a few minutes, we're just going to do 3 minutes on this top area, is thinking about what were the highlights of 2023 and what were my learnings? So, things that may not have gone so well. It might be that they are things that were, derailed you a little bit, but they were also lessons that could be learned from that. So have a think about these. What are the positives? What are the achievements, the great things that you were excited about, things that might have surprised you during the year? And then from there, once we've done the kind of review and we've got our lessons and our learnings, we can start thinking about, what do I want more of for 2024? And what do I want less of for 2024? And that can help us start to distill what it is we want to do moving forward. Elka, just to let you know, there is a handout in the chat box for you, but we will also send the handout in the follow-up email that everyone will get after the workshop. So yeah, there will be a link for that one. Fabulous. Matt, you may also find there is a link somewhere we've got ready. If you wouldn't mind seeing if you could pop that in for Elka too, that would be great. Okay, all right, 3 minutes. I'm going to give you some time to think this through. I will set the timer again and I will press pause on the recording. So I'll see you in 3 minutes. Just 1 more minute to go on this exercise. I hope you're finding it valuable. Okay, that's 3 minutes. And I hope that, I know sometimes we want longer. Today, we're going to keep it short and tight. Go back and revisit this if you need to. But also, it's amazing how much we can get done in 3 minutes, isn't it? So yes, I hope that was valuable. So we've had a look back at 2023, and we've looked at maybe what we want more of or less of in 2024. I'm going to dig deeper now into 2024. And I'd love for you to do a little exercise with me that's a little bit more kind of, I guess, inspiring, a little bit more fun. And I would just recommend, don't take this exercise too seriously. Just have fun with it, explore the concept, and you might find some interesting things pop up for you. And you can start to get a clearer vision of what would success look like? What would it look like at the end of 2024? So if you would like to, I'm going to give you again 3 minutes to do this exercise. It is on your sheet, so you can take notes there, or just on your notepad. You could even draw if that inspires you a little more. I'm going to get you to imagine what a wonderful year 2024 is. So even though at the beginning, we're going to pretend that we're at the end of 2024. And we are going to be standing on the 31st of December, 2024, New Year's Eve, and we're going to be reflecting back on the year. And I would love for you to have a think about, what would you have wanted the year to be about? How would you describe this year to a friend? Anything that you would like to have achieved? And potentially, what motto or phrase best encapsulates your aspirations? And I would encourage you to write this down, draw some pictures, write it down on a piece of paper. Yeah, stick it on your fridge, carry it in your wallet. Like me, if I show you my screensaver on my phone, I hope I can do this. I actually have my vision board on my screensaver. This is some of my goals. Do these things, help it to stick in your brain. So I'm going to give you 3 minutes to just envision what your 2024 is going to look like. And just to mention, this activity is going to link directly with a small kind of visioning exercise that we'll be doing in 2 weeks' time in our special event with Leonie Katz. So yeah, please have a look at this. I'm going to give you the 3 minutes right now. Again, I'll pause the recording and I will give you 3 minutes. I'll give you a 1 minute warning as we get through. But yeah, have fun. Explore, what would 2024 look like if it was absolutely wonderful? Okay, here goes, 3 minutes. Okay, so yes, 3 minutes. I hope that that was interesting for you to explore what 2024 could look like for you. If you would like to do more on this, please join our special event coming up on the 1st of February with Leonie. This will be an extension of this session. You'll be able to spend some time digging in and looking at creating even more depth into your vision. So yes, it's going to be a fun one and some useful new tools that you might like to explore. So yeah, please feel free to do that. Okay, I'm just going to pause. There's a question. Oh, Andrew jumped in late. No problem at all. Feel free, Andrew. We always record these sessions, so you'll be able to watch the recording and the bits that you missed. And please play along. We've still got a little bit of time to go. So yes, we will send you the recording link and also the handout. And your inbox is still at 0. Fabulous, Andrew. Well done. That's wonderful. Okay, now I'm going to get kicking into this. We've got 7 minutes left. I'm going to make these ones count too. Ninja tip number 3 is about being mindful. So it's really important that we think about making sure that we mindfully spend time going through into the new year. And I want to encourage you to take a minute to think about how you will mindfully care for yourself and your team this year. What can you do to ensure that rather than just going headlong into it with all of the pressures that we find as soon as we return into the new year, that we really spend some time thinking about this up front and building that into our plan for the week, for the day? Am I spending time, connecting with others? Am I spending time taking breaks and looking after myself so that I can maintain my pace, so that I can spend time really exploring how to take care of myself and my team? So I'm going to give you again, I'm actually going to cut this one down to 2 minutes, if that's okay. But I want you to think about, how can I mindfully support myself? This is again on the handout at the bottom there. You'll see a section that talks to what am I going to do for me and my team? And think about, how can I help others? What might they need from me? If I'm leading a team, if I'm one of the senior team members here, or somebody that's just really passionate about helping others, how do I do that this year? And how do I make sure that if I need help, if I need support, who would I reach out to? How am I going to get that support this year? So please make sure that you have a look at that for yourself. And also think about, there's a bit of fun here, is you can maybe also just choose something from your bucket list. This is just like an extra little benefit I've popped on the sheet, is thinking about what can I commit to this year? Something really interesting on the bucket list that I would love to do. Yes, I'd love you to do that. So just 2 minutes on this one. I'm going to make sure that we do this and get you out of here on time. So just 2 minutes, if you don't mind. I will set the recording again. I'll stop the recording. Just 30 more seconds on that one. Just thinking about, how will I support others? How will I support myself? And who could I reach out to? Who would support me in the new year? Okay, I'm going to kick into our next tips because I don't want to run out of time. We do have just a couple more tips to share with you. From a well-being point of view, from a human, not superhero point of view, which is one of our key ninjas, and our mindfulness ninja, I want to encourage you to tap into your breath. Tap into your breath and take a minute to breathe. This is something that is a really powerful reset for our brain. If we are getting overwhelmed, if we're getting stressed, or just to spend some time coming back into our center so that we can plan and do that boss thinking and do it really well. So I want to encourage you to spend time breathing every day. We forget this. It's a really simple one, but it's one that does switch off that amygdala, that reptile brain we've talked about before that can hijack us. We get that amygdala hijack going on and it stops us thinking clearly. It switches off our prefrontal cortex. So I'd love to encourage you, think about this. If you are in the middle of things and getting a bit swamped, take some time to breathe, reset things and switch this back on and switch this little one off. And that will help you to achieve great things. Last but not least, tip number 5, I do want to make sure that we think about our human, not superhero ninja. And just a few things to think about as we go into the new year. Are we making sure that we spend time moving our bodies? It's easy to come back from being active and outside, maybe if we've had a good break, and then sit at the desk and sit for hours at a time. See if you can build in some activity, some movement. This is not just about, obviously, keeping us fit and active, but it's also about our thinking ability. Yeah, it helps us to make sure that we're doing things that keep us focused and energized and productive. Make sure you're taking breaks. We talked about this in one of our recent ninjas as well. You know, without the breaks, our brain is not going to function really well, and we are going to burn out. So taking breaks. Eat really well to boost your immunity and focus. This is something that we talk about in one of our books. Graham wrote this book with Colette Hannigan, How to Have the Energy. Have a tap into that. It's a really great way of thinking about how I can use the nutrition that I have to help me stay really focused, as well as obviously taking care of ourselves. Think about drinking water. Can you set yourself a little intention to do more of that during the day, every day? This is a major power booster for our brains. Sihan, this book is available on all of the good retail stores, on Amazon, Booktopia, all of those ones. So you'll find it there. Okay, we have covered 3 key ninjas. I hope that you found that useful to help you start stepping into the new year with some focus and actions in place. But if you need more time, just in those stealth and camouflage moments you've maybe already blocked out in your diary, set some time up to do these things. And if we can be of any service to you in 2024 to support your team, we have a heap of wonderful workshops that we can help you with. So please get in touch. And a few more just tips and tools. Matt is going to post the links into the chat box for our upcoming events. So here's a little bit of more ninja magic for you. Our next session, as I mentioned, is this special event with Leonie. She's going to help us design our 2024 with some visioning exercises. So please feel free to tap into that one. The link is in the chat box for you now, but also we will email you all the details. We also have next week a Way of the Productivity Ninja public workshop. If you'd like to join us for that, this is a fabulous way to supercharge your new year. Get in touch with all 9 ninjas if you want to refresh on these, or if you haven't done this workshop with us before, it is really fabulously foundational and can really help you. So do think about tapping into that one. And into February, we also have coming up our next 6 Weeks to Ninja program starting on the 8th. We still have a couple of spots for that, but it is filling really fast. And also our Inbox to Zero. If you need help with your inbox, then next month in February, we'll remind you of this one as well, but that one's there for you too. Thank you again for joining me. I am just 1 minute over, so I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your week. And if you need anything, please get in touch. We are here to chat with you. Have a fabulous day, everyone.